Right, welcome to PNG Vision 4040. I'm coming to you from the office of the prophet. I'm coming to you from the prophetic desk. I know it's not going to sound like, oh, no, one of those ones. No, I'm going to give you an insight into what is happening right now in the nation of Papua New Guinea. Okay, first of all, Mipla need long understand him or same. We are destroyed for lack of knowledge, okay? I'm not a pastor. I'm not a preacher either. My job is a spiritual, architectural designer of a nation. And we are bringing total deliverance into nations. So that's my calling, that's my assignment. So what I am trying to share with you today is to give you some insight into what is happening right now in Papua New Guinea, okay? From the 11th, starting yesterday, from where I'm at, it was yesterday, it's gone, but I think it started on the 10th, I come to 11th. People are looking big for destruction inside of Papua New Guinea. The destroyer. Do you know who the destroyer is? Okay. Papua New Guinea is, first of all, let me capture this. I want to lay some foundation so you will understand this thing. I could actually come on this video and talk about a whole lot of things. Like, I could sit here and criticize the current government. I could sit here and talk about all the things that are going wrong in the economy. I could sit here and talk about the law and order crisis, all the stuff that's going wrong with the women, the children, everything that's going wrong. But no, this particular video that I'm doing is focused on giving us some insight, some knowledge into what is happening. So that time you equip him, you yet want the knowledge, you will not be destroyed for lack of knowledge on what's happening on the ground. All right. Papua New Guinea is, first of all, let me put it like this. 3 main things that I want to lay the foundation with. Okay. Papua New Guinea is a spiritual, cultural, tribal nation. That means that spiritually we signed covenants, whether it was evil covenants or godly covenants. When I'm kind of covenant or agreements where people have been making spiritually, and all forefathers people have been making now, all colonizers been come to make him inside long nation now. All the disla foundation, all lame foundations no come. So we need to understand on what foundations is this nation standing on spiritually. That's the spiritual aspect of it. Looks like my battery's gone low. Secondly, we need to understand the fact that PNG is a tribal nation, meaning that we are made of so many tribes. Nation with 1,000 tribes and languages. So we are deeply rooted in our tribal connections. Third, we are a cultural nation. Therefore, a lot of the things that we do are defined by our cultural beliefs. The way we dress, the way we talk, the way we walk, the way we hear, the way we express ourselves, the way we form perception, thought, all of the something. Based on when I'm cultural beliefs me blood lang. 2 laws exist in this universe. One is the law of man and one is the law of God. Whichever God that you serve, but one is called the law of life and death, and one is called the law of the land, which is the constitution that guides us. Okay. Now I'm not running a class, so I'm not going to lecture you, but I want to give you some understanding for those Papua New Guineans who are confused. You don't know why this thing is spinning out of control. Who do we blame? Is there any way we're going to stop this? Is the government going to come in? What's going to happen now? That's for you, that person who's watching. Let me just lay my foundation on one scripture. Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 13 says, "Therefore my people have gone into captivity because they have no knowledge." Therefore, all man Mary blomi, all come go inside the captivity, meaning awesome. You come go inside the one the tribe of banis now you pass na stop because you know got this la survey, you know got this la understanding, this la clear bla ting long come look survey as to what's happening. That is why we are caught in that place. Now, what is happening, and I'm going to give you a really brief insight into this. When our founding fathers got independence, they signed some covenants with what we call colonial intruders. Okay? And when I published this book, Prime Minister James Marape made a solemn promise that Papua New Guinea was going to become the richest black Christian nation. Right. We're making all these covenants, left, right, center, these spiritual covenants that we are making. So, number one, I'm wondering, are the gods crazy or are we causing the gods to fight? I also know that there was a season in which Papua New Guineans were getting into a place where they were doing yoga and all sorts of things. I'm not here to preach religion, but you know that when you did that, you opened up a door to foreign gods as well. And I don't need to teach on that, but yes, that's what happened. So the thing is, we are so confused right now. So this battle that we are seeing that's happening is not an economic fight. It's also not a political fight. This battle that you are watching right now that's happening is a spiritual revolution, and it's gonna end up in bloodshed. There'll be so much destroyed, and then we will think about how we are going to fix the aftermaths of this. Papua New Guinea's biggest problem that we had was we ran ahead to build a country without birthing a nation. The difference between a country and a nation is that a nation refers to the people and the country refers to the physical infrastructure. We ran ahead to build houses, schools, roads, all of that. We didn't birth the people. Meaning that people have been put in this like right thinking mind blow man aiming of being transformed like how people manage him or something. How people running operations for country, how people manage him or institutions for people have been put in this like so. What's happening is we have a nation of more than 8 million people who are completely corrupted by the venom of the serpentine or the venom of evil, dark forces. That now we don't know how to flush this thing out. It's completely eaten. It's subdued, what we call it, subdued the core, the spine of the nation. And so it's multiplied itself and it's getting out of control. Anyway, so what happened yesterday was that there was a power portal that opened up. And that power portal was actually, it's called the Fifth Chakra or the Fifth Power Portal. Now that power portal, and I've got the 12, this is the pattern in which a nation, a Christian nation, should be established on the administration of God. And if Papua New Guinea professes, and if our leaders profess that the Bible should become the national treasure and it should be sitting in there in Parliament, then we should really be going by the pattern that God is showing us. So we need spiritual architectural designers, just like we need engineers to design roads. We need spiritual architectural designers made of prophets and apostles. And we need to establish an office that's going to look at this when we are faced with a national crisis like that. And we're going to tap into that place and say, what is the voice of God as a Christian nation? What is God trying to say when we've got the Bible sitting there? Okay, if we don't want to hear the voice of God, I suggest we better not keep the Bible in there. Because we're making a mockery of God. We're getting the gods to be confused in the nation, and we're completely destroying the people, even as leaders and as educated people. We're doing that. So today what's happening is that it's called the chakra of communication, which the serpentine government of Satan uses. So it's up to you if you want to hear this or not. So that communication chakra is actually, should be, if we operated in the right pattern of the kingdom government, the kingdom of God government, is that it should be operating in the gateways of the spirit of the council of God Elohim. But because this is not happening right now, and this particular chakra opened up yesterday, so there's a mapping in place right now. There's a spiritual mapping in place right now where the destroyer, called the ancient serpent, which is Satan, which we met already in Genesis, and is running through the pages of the Bible coming into Revelation. So what he is actually doing is that had opened up. So there's now a spiritual mapping in place, and it's going to target all the main cities across the nation going through. And what it's looking for is to destroy souls, and to it's looking for bloodshed. And so most of these things that are going to happen, some of these chakras have been opened up because of the covenants that have recently been signed up as well, from Governor Paul's Papua. I don't want to name anyone, but I mean, in this case I have to, because that's the truth. That's going to set the nation free, and that's nothing individually. There's no individual attack on any MP, but bringing the truth is also going to set them free. So we signed up to this thing, and so what's happening right now is that if we don't fix this, the aftermath of this is going to be sorrowful. That's a word that I'm getting, sorrowful. It's going to be so much sadness in the nation. So how do we fix this thing? How do we fix this thing? We need to put back the pattern, the correct pattern, and employ all the proper power portals, and remove the serpentine chakras, what's they call chakras. So this one here that I'm talking to you now is coming from the office of the prophet. So I'm giving a prophetic insight into this thing. This is not about religion. This has got nothing to do with Christianity. It's got nothing to do with any religion of this world. This is Bible technology. This is prophetic. This is about understanding the prophetic mind of God, the prophetic insights of God in the nation, and how to tap into the proper power portals right now, and how we should be shutting down that fifth chakra, which is the communication center of the enemy right now, before it totally blows out of proportion. The plan of the enemy right now, the destroyer, the devil, the Satan, the ancient spirit right now, is that he wants to take over all the 22 provinces right now. So I'm coming to you as a spiritual architectural designer to engineer these things so that you can look into this and say, well, where are we going wrong? What do we need to do? All our leaders have prophesied that Papua New Guinea is a Christian country. Even the current government, Prime Minister, I wrote his manifesto, and I designed the 10-point plans, for the government. There's a publisher. Not that I was on site. We promote non-corrupt governance. But I'm looking at the content of that, and I'm thinking, how far did we actually go in implementing that? Because if we're saying that we're going to make Papua New Guinea a rich Christian nation, are we actually building the nation on the spiritual architectural design of that nation? Three things needs to happen here. We need to get the pattern right, we need to get the image right, and then the glory of the Lord is going to fall in that nation. And when the glory of God falls is when the doors of the economy will begin to open up. Because we signed up to the Hebrew God. We signed up to the God of Israel. We signed up to the God of the Bible, that particular nation. So we're in covenant with that God. That means that we need to go by the economic infrastructure, the governing infrastructure, according to scriptures like Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 6 to 8. We need to go by scriptures like Isaiah chapter 11 and verse 2, where we are seeing the power portals lining up. We are seeing the governing powers lining up, where it says the government will sit upon the shoulders of Jesus Christ. So I'm talking about a government and nation established on God's kingdom infrastructure. What's happening right now, if we don't stop it and alter this thing and censor it accurately, it's going to spin out of control. It's going to spin out of control, and then we won't know how to fix the aftermaths. So we really need to, when we are talking, let's not be too proud. Let's not be too political. Let's not be too, up here, because our degrees are actually not going to save this. We are dealing with lives of people right now, lives of people, and we're dealing with bloodshed. So we need more than economic insight. We need more than just political insights. We need a little bit more survey on this thing and what's happening, and what's really going on behind the scenes right now. So we need a spiritual revolution, is what I'm trying to say. We need prophetic intervention, and we need apostolic administration right now in this time that we're in, to bring the nation back on track. You are listening to the voice of Christina Q.SWARBRICK on PNG Vision 4040.